All right. Hello, everyone. I'm back for my final gaming journal. I am on day 73. I'm in Midwest America, so I'm definitely probably not going to win this game, but we're going to see it out to the end. Even if we lose the wager, I'm really just going to try and speed run this because I don't have time in game to take my time. I really want to explore New Orleans because I heard it's really cool, but I will not be doing that because I do not have time. So we're just gonna roll with whatever happens. All right. Standing stiff as opposed. Sword directly on his apple. I have boxed for my country, he declared. In my eyes, I could not watch. Just a moment, a group of soldiers, headed by Pinkerton agents, stormed our carriage, pistols drawn. Jesse James lifted his sword and held up his hands. Just paused to think, calling him. I shrugged modestly. Then the steam engine restarted. Yes! And we were soon on our way. Not arrived in one piece. Oh, thank God. Oh, it's loud, sorry. Are we all good on? We're all good on. All right, we're going to New Orleans. 6-boiler stern wheeler bound for New Orleans. The Mississippi was named for luxury of her steamboats, but also for their unfortunate tendency towards hill will befall on us on our journey to the Crescent City. We were certainly due a good turn, were we not? The common rooms and lounges of the Dark Queen were full of gamblers, chasing passengers, and had all fled to unregulated waters in the Mississippi to ply their trade. A shameful business, and when Monsieur Captain Latour was clearly quite cozy with the gamblers and had something their latitude himself. I'll wager I can get us to New Orleans in 3 days rather than 4, he shouted to them. Who will take the wager? We could use the extra day, and the captain seemed quite sure of himself. Let's do it. 100 pounds on it, I called. The captain before lopping off the engine. Watch and learn, my friends. You'll see the record made. Calliope to play a tune as he mustered the crew and ignored them. Captain ignored them. The crew seemed competent enough, but as the boilers whistled and screamed, the ship began to make an ominous keening noises. I offered to help Trevor and stripped off my shirt sleeves. Keep shoveling, Captain Latour shouted, tapping and muttering orders. He squeezed down. We'll be in New Orleans by sundown, which was when something began to make a screaming noise. I turned about, looking astern, seeing smoke from a crack in the metal, and then the rear boiling. The entire ship seemed to shudder and convulse as the sailors screamed and wept and burned. It was hell in the literal rather than the metaphysical sense. And I was right on it. We did not reach New Orleans that day. None of the sailors died yesterday, though some no doubt wish they had as much. Much chastised as Captain Latour moored the ship and organized boats to take them to doctors ashore. Even the played in respectful silence. It was day 76. We had barely 100 hours remaining to return home. Yeah, we're fucked. Only 2 of 5 remaining boilers fired and had offered double pay to stokers to do some. Cold Artemis, thinking of the screams of the sailors. Passepartout. Fogg said softly, we must all gamble. The only difference is our calculation of the odds. We docked in New Orleans when the sun was low and the brackish water of the river and bathing the French and Spanish of 100 pounds. I think this wager has taught me caution, he said shakily. Be wary of New Orleans. She is a city and man can abandon himself in. I took this money. It was a pretty paltry sum, but perhaps it would help. Baby! What we should do at this point? I guess we can explore. Took a few conversations here and there, hunting for options on how we might proceed. Bro, I don't even know. Oh, we're not gonna make it. There's like no way back unless we all of a sudden go to Atlanta, but at that point it's 80 days, bro. Yeah, we ain't getting home in 8 days, but we can at least get back home, I guess. Alright, let's buy that trombone then. Wait, when does this leave? Alright, it's Thursday. I met Death in a smoke-wreathed, red-lit bar in New Orleans as jazz band struck up another tune. He offered to buy me a bourbon. Perhaps in 20 years I've cried archly as some of the other patrons snickered. Death pulled off his mask to reveal a handsome cafe a lot to my deepest apologies. I'm Death to her proffered hand and brought it back to his lips for a gallant kiss. He flicked me a rather unmistakable look under his dark lashes. I turned his look with one of my own, and he let my fingers slip slowly through his. You must call me Octave. I'm Passepartout. I dipped my head slightly. An appellation as well as a burden. Then I will choose another for you. He decided with a slight grin, a scene for you and me tonight. Laurent, for you look a bit like Laurent. Laurent and Octave, I agreed with a smile. They sound an intriguing pair. Some French term I'd... Octave told me he was a free person of color now. I was aghast to realize that he had been a slave before the Civil War, indeed still worked as a servant for the very same family. How can you do it? Are you not a Frenchman? Trying to imagine myself in his place. He sighed heavily. Young Claude is a horror. I'd let a little better, but little Henry is still a sweet child. You carted a hand through father, and yet you were free, and you a slave. Ah, love is weakness. I'll grant you. It's horror I cannot imagine. I shuddered. Then your life has been an easy one, eh? I wake up some mornings, not sure if I am dead or alive. I'm sorry, I said softly, reaching out for his shoulder. Octave wiped the anger from his expression with an ease of loftus, and smiled a slow, dazzling smile. You look sad. What a fool am I to confess these things to you when I would much rather see you smile. I smiled at him. Shall I tell you one? I'd be honored. I've been around the world. He might comment upon my secret, but he took a moment and then nodded as if tucking away in his mind. Thank you for the truth. I will remember it. Death, it appeared, was a creature of both delicacy and tact. District where Monsieur Fogg had taken lodgings among the American parvenus. That's probably a French word I'm mispronouncing. The moon shone down on the Mississippi, and Octave leaned toward me. Oh my gosh, are we gonna kiss? We about to kiss? And we kissed. Tis of bourbon dark nights, and I will say no more here. A man, even one as such, I must have his secrets. Octave will be one of them. I think of him often when I think of New Orleans. Oh my god, this is so funny. This is so funny. Should we... I want to go to the market so I can get that trombone to sell in New York. You know, we might only have one day left, but I might as well make money out of it. Right. Can we depart yet? Wow, I had a romance. The Vietmont airline from New Orleans was not, in fact, an airline at all, but according to its advertising, it required a miracle. We still had every chance of a decent showing. Yeah, we're not making it, bruh. We're literally, oh my god, this is so big. Oh my god. We settled ourselves in a carriage with one other occupant, an extremely large man who introduced himself as Charlie Sullivan, a lad from Birmingham who had grown, who spoke rather dimly, but was quite the Hulk, with huge tracts of muscles, especially around. Fought in a competition, I interrupted. There was an exhibition. He said, I won. Third round knockout. I gulped. However, Monsieur Frog's interest had been increasing sharply. I've got a manager, Sullivan replied. He tells me what to hit. Excellent, excellent. Monsieur Frog enthused. I want to hear all about it. I sat back and enjoyed the conversation. The details of boxing are more intricate than one might expect. A ruffian sport for certain, but with as much finesse and fidelity as, say, the preparation of a good shirt collar. We disembarked a little later at Atlanta, and I sighed with relief as the sharing a compartment with Monsieur. Oh my gosh, it's 9 p.m. and it's day 79. You think we're gonna meet it? All right, next we're gonna go. This arrives tomorrow. Okay. All right, so we're going to pass in Atlanta. Atlanta, at the heart of Georgia, a busy city with construction on every corner. Americans, it seems, do everything by hand, and there were no signs of automata or even powered lifters. Instead, working gangs with pulleys and ropes lifted log beams and stone placed. Still, the mood of the people was positive enough. We may not be much to look at today, Mr. declared Stanley Goodman, owner of Goodman's and Goodman's, a curious hardware store, bakery, and bookshop into which I stopped to buy something for lunch. But in a few years, we'll be the state capital, and after that, who knows? And we'll be Atlanta's great success. I won't lie to you, mister. Being burned to the ground helps to put things in perspective. From here, we're building up and together. I was impressed by the ambition on the place. County seemed to me to be more a crossroads of the railways than a city in its own right. But what place did railroads have in humanity's future above the clouds? As Monsieur Fogg murmured, today is day 80 passport. We have failed. What? We haven't, bestie? I'm going to say indeed, yeah. This changes nothing, however. We must still return home and as fast as possible. Yeah. All right, we're not exploring, we're departing. Because are truly sights to behold, cathedrals to majesty of the railways. I cannot help but feel that they will soon rot and decay. The airships that ply in Europe and on America cannot long be kept out of the country, however hard the railroad tycoons love to keep the airspace clear. I asked my master for his opinion. He appeared momentarily disgruntled. I fear, Passepartout, that I prefer trains. Are you fucking idiot, bestie? Alright, we're almost to. So we're in Washington. I passed the train for our next leg, discovering from the nervous American seamstress that the Haitians in Panama City have some of the fastest aircrafts in the world, but the strange ships have feathers. All right, we're almost in New York. The train pulled to New York with a great issuing of steam up into the darkening sky. We disembarked to the faintest smell of salt air. The edge of Atlantic awaited. Surely it would not be far from home now. Yes, please. So if I buy it, what? All right. So all right. Ideally, I'd want to just get back to London from New York. So let's explore. Oh my gosh, can we just like get to freaking, oh my gosh, can we just get to freaking London? Yes, we can. Hallelujah. I need to get back to London. But oh no, we were pickpocketed. I seized the thief's hand, still in my pocket. Tangled with the wrong Frenchman, I exclaimed in triumph. What if I could beat this shit? The little thief looked up at me with thick lashes. I realized belatedly that the thief was a young girl, barely me about to beat up a kid. I released my grip slightly, and she took me to curse Irish accent and bite me. Oh my god! I cursed, and she paused, an expression of admiration on her grimy face. What was that? She asked, brown-eyed. Brown eyes wide. You know what? I'm gonna teach it to her. I taught it to her, and she gave me an approving smile. Use it wisely, I advised. Of course. What do you take me for? She exclaimed. I looked down at my bloody. Truly, it was a salutary lesson to not guard down in strange climes. Don't steal again, I commanded surlily, as she returned my possessions. She would not. She would not ever again. Crossed her heart through her expression was shifty. I relaxed my grip, and she slithered away and lost herself in the crowd. I made my way back to our hotel before anything more could befall my Dell. Oh shit, this is expensive, bro. Well, we're already late, so we might as well spend a few days in New York, right? Alright. It was with Heavy, and I went out to explore a little and spoke to a charming, which I helped to recover, and who then, between outbursts of shouting, told me that I thanked him, and he shrugged and went about his affair. So how many days is it now to London? In 2 days. Oh, bro, this is such an expensive trip. You know what? I want to keep my profits. Where's in Lisbon? Where's that? Okay. Like, Lisbon's like right here, isn't it? Where is Lisbon? I literally have no idea. Let's look it up. because I know it's in Europe somewhere. Oh, it's in Portugal? Oh. Nah. Oh well. All right, hotel. Your phone's. With what remained of the day, I went to stretch my legs and managed to have my pocket picked up to a tune of 29 pounds. Damn, bruh. Can I depart now? Passing the night. As night fell, I tended to Monsieur Fogg, ensuring he was comfortable. All right, departing on a Confederate. An old airship, an unexpected delay, barring any unexpected delay. All right. Dang, I'm so upset. This travel is only 3 days long. So close. Oh, that's so upsetting. The ocean toward beneath we could not control either. No doubt ruined. I watched him closely for fear he might do something drastic. Watching every possible crew, the other on the ship, ready to slice trouble, but nothing broke to the peacefulness of our day. All right, we're almost back in London. There we are. We tethered the. Man, I was only 6 days behind. On the banks of the Serpentine in Hyde Park. The Reform Club I instructed, my manager, my row, he corrected her. Oh, we were only 6 days late, buddy. Are you sure? Sitting in the yellow light of gas as we drove through the streets of London, I, in my master's inflected tones, we lost the wager, and by only a handful of days, one few other than ignominy. Yeah. I entered his domicile with his habitual trouble, though he instructed me to leave the windows shut up so that the neighbors would not mark his return. I prepared his supper and ate heartily as if we were not utterly ruined. Passepartout. Yes, Monsieur Fogg. In the silence that followed, I counted up. Competence and skill, he said, as though remarking upon the weather. But more importantly, you have circumnavigated the globe as my companion. Despite the unfortunate protraction of our journey ahead, it was no small feat. You know, literally, if we hadn't spent so many days in Honolulu with him recovering from cholera, we probably would have made it back in time. Oh, what do you now, monsieur? I asked, trying to emulate my master's coolness in Abtoulon. Of course, Monsieur Fogg interjected smoothly. Of course, Passepartout is fully decided. We must attempt the journey around the world once more. Once more, I cried. Indeed, Monsieur Fogg said impeccably, an intent light glinting in his cold blue eyes. But this time, forewarned and better prepared, we will succeed. Yes, monsieur, and I nodded smartly, glad I had not bothered to unpack our case. Well, we're just gonna what? I have a cigarette. Journey around the world. Fogg blames failed mutiny en route to San Francisco, exploding Mississippi, steamer, and contracting cholera for 86-day journey. Honestly, yeah, those are probably our biggest hindrances. Pretty well aside from that. Cool. Wow, so that was the so that was the end of the game. Just literally I pressed restart and it restarted the entire. It's like everything's wiped. It's like I never did it. Oopsies. So that was fun. I actually really enjoyed the game. I have to give my final thoughts, but I'll do that in another video because no one's gonna be watching this to the end. But no, I really enjoyed that. That was fun. It was fun. I'm still mad that, oh my gosh, I was 6 days off. 6 freaking days off. This is the fucking cholera, I swear to God. And the mutiny. The mutiny really did us dirty. But it was his idea, so I don't blame myself. I don't blame myself for that. But anyways, this was fun. Really enjoyed this game. Had a great time. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.